And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the Snickers Shootout, the final non-points event where drivers are going to be making the All-Star race. After this, it'll be the Oreo Mobile and Snickers Cup Series All-Star races to end off the midpoint of this season. We're getting ready here today for maybe one of the more unusual of our Snickers Shootouts. Today we have a 42-car field, and I'm going to just say this real quickly as a disclaimer. I did make a little bit of a fail. I did not put Ralph Mason in this field, so I ended up going through, and randomly one person ended up making the All-Star race via a draw, and it was Megan Atkins. So Megan Atkins will be in the All-Star race. She will not be in this event, and so we're going to have a 42-car field, a lot of drivers with one race deals, chance to make the All-Star race in only one start in the NNSCRA, and I'm being joined here for this 42-car Snickers Shootout by Trent Dunham, Michael Norman, and Jessica Shelton. Say hello.
Hello, peoples. This is going to be exciting. 42 cars, 5 wide. Who's going to win?
That's the longest way of saying hello I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, okay, guys, I'm back. I had to go hide Dylan's body, so he's not gonna be back. Oh, we're live.
Trent, stop hogging
Trent,
the
we're
pizza.
live.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
We're
Trent,
live.
stop hogging the pizza, Trent.
Disregard my last statement and shut up, Michael. You have Taco Bell. You get to bring Taco Bell tacos home.
I thought that
Give me a Dorito
third-party content
taco.
emails were bad enough. Now I'm going to get letters from the FBI. Honestly.
And Jess, are you here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out where to hide McCurry's beans so he doesn't come attack me for his beans again.
Oh, dear. Boy, we got a dead body and a dead can of beans. This is not starting out well.
Anyway.
Alright, so anyway, we're getting ready for today's event here as we've just squandered about 120 seconds of time with all that. But we're getting ready here for the Snickers Shootout, 42 cars as I said, and what do you think, guys? I mean, this is an opportunity for a driver that's just making their debut in the NCAA to get into the All-Star race, but it could play a factor into how this racing's going to go, too.
I want to state out the fact that this, by far, should be better than the nationwide race open it was. And I'm just noticing something. Why does it look like there's a car that has triple digits?
That's because there is a car that has triple digits.
There is.
Yes, there are two 93 cars in this field. One is the 93 out of Petty Enterprises, driven this season by Richard Johnson, and then Brandon Chasta, who is making his debut here today, is driving a ride out of Red Bull Racing, also a 93, so they had to make it a 931, so that way they could run it here in the running order.
Only in the NNSCRA, and I would like to point out one more thing. That like Seth said earlier, this is a full car field, so so no doubt that the racing here is going to be much better because the trucks field and the nationwide field open were half of that. So,
And as you can still see right there on the piece of grass between the track and the pit wall, they still have frost, so obviously it's still got a cold track, great grip, so it should be some fast, good racing.
And this is going to be interesting, too, because we've had something this race weekend that I've never actually seen before twice. 2 different races. We've had a wreck happen, and then NCAA has decided not to throw the caution. I don't think, now, I don't know what NCAA has up their sleeve, but I don't think they're going to be able to get away with it with the big pack of cars we have today. If a wreck comes out, they're going to have to throw a caution. I don't see them getting around it today.
No, we're definitely going to see a big one. Most likely, because that's just what happens on super speedways. And because he's up here, and because he's my friend, I'm going to let him know, Trent, you're starting last. Ha ha ha.
yes, don't remind me. But starting deep in the field may not be a bad thing because if you know that they're gonna go 3 and 4 wide in trucks, and in the Mobil One series, you already know that they're definitely gonna go 4 wide here because this is the big leagues, and you know, if you try to go 4 and 5 wide, it only takes one little mistake, then boom, big wreck.
And you are aware that someone started, I'm not going to say who, but somebody started toward the back end of the Mobil One race and finished in the top 10, so who knows, right, Trent? You might be up there.
Exactly.
Oh, well,
Boom goes
Trent's
the
pretty
confetti.
familiar with the drivers that are on the front row for today's race, too. His teammate out of Sega Motorsports, John Cittadino's on the pole. And in a one-race deal, a former Sprint Unlimited winner, as well as a former Snickers Cup Series chaser, back in a one-race deal here, Red Bell, his girlfriend, on the outside of the front row. As we are getting ready to get these drivers rolling off, it's time for you guys to earn your paychecks, which I don't give you. Who are you picking in today's event?
First, hold on. Before we make our picks, I want to say this. Don't get Red mad, because she'll kill me.
Okay.
Yes, she will. She's my pick. I believe in you, babe.
Alright, my pick is going to be Trent Dunham himself. So, starting dead last, and knowing the way he is on super speedways, his horrible, friggin' crappy luck, I think he's gonna pull it off in his Sega.
Red, he picked Trent over you. Kill him. All right, Jess, who you
She's
picking?
at work. She's at work right now. So Michael, you lucked out this time. Now on to Jessica's pick.
Well, from what I've seen all season long and multiple series, I'm going with Cittadino. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for going to someone who's starting on the pole to actually go all the way. I mean, we saw what happened in the Mobil 1 race, and I'm hoping that my pick of Cittadino will actually come through and actually win this race.
Well, I'm going to actually go with one of the one-race deal drivers as well, and my pick is actually going to be a guy who has previous experience in this type of racing. He's starting for Roush Fenway in the number 6 machine, Jake Baskinger, because he was a former Mobil Cup Series chaser, and I really think that Baskinger may be able to get back into form here, and we saw Rohit Vidaravu put down a really wicked fast lap in the All-Star race practice. We know the Roush Fenway cars have a lot of speed. I think you could see the 6 up here at the front by the time this race is over, as we're getting ready to go green. And John Cittadino is going to get us underway with Red Bell. 42 cars here in a 20-lap shootout. Hang on tight, folks.
And if I can mention a sleeper as we're going green flag here.
Boogity.
James McLeod, he once again starting mid-pack, but not really talked about, even though the race just started. But I think McLeod could possibly have a shot here, as we already see a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Cody Hagan going to go to the front. And you bring up a good point, Michael. Think of all the big names that are in this race. Ralph Mason, Anthony McCurry, John Cittadino, Dylan Poteet, James McLeod. A lot of big names who have not yet locked themselves into the Snickers Cup Series All-Star race.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much as probably their fault, because there were times where a lot of those drivers could have went to victory lane. They just had some misfortune, and as we're almost seeing exactly what happened in the nationwide race, the leaders got enough far out ahead. But you never know, especially with this big group of cars, what's going to happen. I mean, just look at that racing.
Yeah, I mean, right now, yeah, the leader's gotten out ahead, but that's because they're racing 3 and 4 wide for second place, and there's no drafting help being given to anyone in whatever line they're running.
Oh man, it looks like Cody Hagan in the 38. He's trying to do what Kyle Corbett did in the Mobil 1 showdown. He's trying to get ahead of the pack, but I wouldn't stay up there for too much longer.
Nope.
Well, it paid off for Corbett in the Mobil 1 race, so, I mean, hey, who knows? It could be a great strategy to get to the front, stay up there, and just pull away and never look back. Because, they're going to have to deal with each other from second on back passing, so it could be a good opportunity for Hagan.
Look at those cars
racing back here. Good heavens.
All it's going to take is one little mistake.
And, whoa, back there, the 80 of, oh boy, there's so many one-race deal drivers. That's Matthew DeLeo. He almost ended up getting into Justin Talampas. That was a great save by those two. But there's a lot of drivers here. We talk about veteran experience. Look at some of these drivers here at the back. Anthony McCurry, Dylan Poteet, not charging the front. Whoa! 17 car just turned down towards the pit road.
Holy cow. Can he save it, though?
He did save it. He must have hit the wall, but he's going down pit road. But they are going to throw the caution.
Wow.
Oh, because Jacob Lawler was in it.
Oh.
Finally get some justice.
Oh, boy.
And Zach Hamlin got the lead from Cody Hagan, but I think they didn't throw the caution until after the leaders crossed start finish line, so I think they're racing it back to the line again.
They almost went 3 for 3, but luckily NNSCRA got their head together, and we have our first caution of the day.
Well, don't forget the race ain't over yet.
Well, now they're starting to slow down, so maybe actually they didn't cross start finish line. They just took a long time to be able to slow down. We're waiting for the pace car to catch up here. Let's see where the pace car is as the field is in turn 3. Pace car just now on the back straightaway. But
Pace car's like, wait for me, guys.
there's McIntyre now. I'm pretty certain McIntyre was the guy who got turned. I think Lawler was the one who turned him, and obviously Lawler must have gotten the worst of it because 17 made a pit stop, comes back out, even though he's got damage.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were 3 wide or 4 wide coming off that corner because they were really racy back there.
Yeah, they could have been. There's probably no doubt about that they were. Everybody else looks like they got through. We may have gotten away with a 2-car incident.
Uh-oh, there's damage to the back of the 34, it looks like.
Was there damage on the back of the 34 car of Nick Pericles? Well, not really. I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
He's right behind
Okay,
Trent. He's pushing Trent under caution here.
No, I think
And if I'm not
Pericles
mistaken,
is clear.
look
I
at
think we only
in
had
front
2
of
cars
Trent right now. Look who's right in front of Trent. I believe that's the 77 of Red Bell.
Wow, she fell way back.
Oh, wow, she
37.
really fell back.
And look at the Polster.
Yeah, but
Citadino. He's all the way back to 33rd.
Think about it though. They're all back here. Red Bell, who does have a connection with Trent, of course, you know that. And then Citadino, Trent's teammate. So this could have been a plan.
Yeah, you're right. It really could have.
I smells a conspiracy in the NNSCRA.
Well, one thing we can't blame the NSRA for was not throwing a caution for a wreck. So we're going to jump back real quickly now, look at a replay of what happened. Zach Hamlin is the current leader. As a matter of fact, 4 one-race deal drivers are currently leading this race. Here was Jacob Lawler and Levi McIntyre, and just basically what we've seen all week here. If they get 5 wide, those drivers on the inside line don't seem to give each other much room coming off the corner.
No, not at all. You know, they're just arguing over space, and some people think they're clear, and others don't. So, with this being not a non-points race, people are willing to take risks like that, and if they do, this is pretty much the outcome.
And we've seen this before. Oh my word!
Oh, just the hard. The 17.
Oh, wow. Just look at that. Oh, wow. The 17 actually flipped and drove away from that.
Yes, he did.
He is barrel rolling.
Oh, wow. McIntyre.
That car hopped off the pavement 2, 3, 4 times.
And not only, well, yeah, Trent, like Trent mentioned before, she drove away from that and made a pit stop and is still running.
And is on
if
the
I'm
lead
not
lap
mistaken.
still.
That's
Not
incredible.
for long. I hope this doesn't turn into a truck series
Oh,
race.
yeah, that's a good point. Ooh, didn't think about that. We may have a Jamie DeFalo on our hands.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, and Seth, by the way, I did pay the fine for that
Oh, okay,
between
good.
Jimmy Bly and DeFelu.
Okay, my accountant took care of that. Didn't tell me, but that's okay.
I think I said Jamie Bly. I meant to say Jimmy Bly.
Well, Jacob Lawler, a former Daytona 500 winner, involved here. Tough break for him in that 11 car, and I guess we could say kind of tough break for Levi McIntyre, but right now things aren't looking quite as bleak for him.
No, well, in a way you can say it because at super speedways with that damage, there ain't no way that the 17 would win unless everybody else wrecked.
All right, well, we're under the caution for the first time today. Let's head back now for our first restart. Getting ready to go back to green. It'll be on lap 6 of 20. As I said before we cut to that replay, 4 one-race deal drivers in the top 4. Zach Hamlin is the leader, Cody Hagan in second, Ian Siegel is in third, and Jonathan Skavnicki in fourth. The first full-time driver this season, Richard Johnson, lines up fifth. Then it's Lyndon Wright in sixth, Pichu London seventh, eighth is Drew Austin, ninth is DJ Curtis, and Benjamin Miles completes the top 10. Guys, I think there's only 3 full-time drivers right now in the top 10. These one-race deal drivers certainly playing a factor.
Yeah, they're like, excuse me, but we want to be in this all-star race too. We want a shot at $1 million.
Well, from personal experience, Zach Hamlin, I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. So, it's a good job for him so far, being up there.
And I think I made a mistake, too, on saying for some of them it's their NNSCRA debut, because I forgot, too. A lot of these names I recognize from the NNSCRA Royal Rumble that took place a while back, so they have made an NNSCRA start, just not in one of the 3 main series.
Also, if I may point out, it didn't take long for Cody Hagan to take the lead again.
No, he really rocketed past the 84 there, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the 84 may have actually gotten around the 38 via the high side coming down to the line when we had that caution flag come out, so apparently he's, I don't know.
Just soon as you say that, the 84, he's getting right back around Cody Hagan. Zach Hamlin, he's really a man on a mission. Great battle at the start-finish line, and I think he led that lap.
Yeah, and look at this. Richard Johnson, the only of the Petty Enterprises cars not yet locked into the All-Star race. His 2 rookie teammates, Joshua Collard and Harrison Langford, have wins already this season. Collard won at Pukekohe and Langford won at Thornton. So, bit of incentive here for Richard Johnson to get all 3 of the Petty cars in.
If I may change the subject for a second, Pukekohe, who in here used to watch The Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah, I did.
Me.
Do you remember the Channel Chasers when Vicky's sister was named Deep Toot? That's just a laughable name, just like Pukekohe. You just can't help but laugh every time you hear it.
Wow. Really, Michael?
You never know what you're going to hear in an NNSCRA commentator's booth, I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, we did have a 3-wide battle for second, but it looked like that Zach Hamlin had to back out of it, and Richard Johnson, he led the last lap, as Seth was trying to say. He's trying to get that last Petty Enterprises car into the All-Star race.
Wait, Trent, here comes that Red Bull car back, right into the inside of Cody.
Yep, Zach Hamlin, the 84. And Red Bull actually has 2 cars already in the All-Star race, too. Dougie Shears and Joshua Michaels will represent, so they're hoping another of the Red Bull cars gets in. Maybe Zach Hamlin, maybe Jonathan Skabnicki, maybe Brandon Chasta back there in the 93. It's a possibility that they could have another teammate in the All-Star race.
Hey, Seth.
Yes.
Where's the pole sitter and outside pole sitter?
All right, let's find them. John
Citadino and Red Bill.
Well, there's Citadino working right now with Dylan Poteet. They've kind of dropped back a little bit here. 28th and 29th is what they're currently
Red Bill on the edge of the screen. She's like a couple cars back, I believe.
Yeah, there she is. Working with the 36 car. That is Anthony Hawkins.
Sega Group seems to be kind of spread out.
Yeah, they are. You're right. They're not really formed up at the current moment. And I'm actually surprised back here. They're really spread out. It's not until you get up here to around the top 20 that they're all formed up. Those other guys may have lost the draft or something.
Hopefully nothing bad happened to cause them to stir like before, like in the other series.
No, boy. And I noticed that the 00 is falling like a rock. A couple laps ago, the 00 was in the top 5.
That's Benjamin Miles out of the Michael Waltrip Racing Stables. There he is, yeah, caught in the high side and dropping back. Oh, and just as I was talking about Citadino and Poteet losing the draft, looks like they're starting to catch back up. You see them all single file there. They're starting to catch back up. We're about to have a big pack of all the cars again.
Yeah.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that's
going to be better, but more chance for a caution.
Exactly, and that's the better part of racing like this is when the cars get into a bigger pack.
Now, twice we were surprised by Jamie DeFalu in the Truck Series event. I think we should look and see where the 17 is currently running right now. Levi McIntyre, who we know is still running on the track, he is just now exiting turn number 2. The leaders, I think, were entering into turn number 1. So as he's on the middle of the back straightaway, yeah, there's about a half a racetrack separating the leaders from that 17. So hopefully we aren't going to encounter that Roush Fenway Ford at the end of this race.
Unfortunately, I do think we will. And I hate to say it.
How about that 6 car? We haven't talked about that 6 car all day long, and he's made his way into the 3rd position.
Yeah, that's my pick there, Jake Baskinger. I'm telling you, these Roush Fenway Fords, they've got a lot of speed. Rohit Vidarvu, final 2 laps of the All-Star Race practice, he beat his fastest lap each lap for the last 2 laps. He has got a strong car, and I'll bet they got the same kind of setup under these other Fords out of the Roush Fenway stables. Because look, you got also the 99 of William Duncan up here, and the 16 of Nick Barney up inside the top 10.
How how was my pick doing? How was Trent Dunham doing?
Let's see where Trent is. We actually haven't talked about the one at all. He is currently, well, he's still running at the tail end of the pack in the 39th position. There's still 8 laps to go. A little less than 8 laps to go. So, oh, there's smoke. We got a spin.
Oh boy, where?
Who was? Oh,
Is that a caution?
oh, it looks like a 13. Justin Talampas.
And they didn't throw the yellow.
3 for 3.
No caution flag flown again for the
Well,
spinning
look,
13.
it was a single car incident now. See, now this I can understand why they wouldn't throw caution for.
And it was out of harm's
Okay,
way.
I'll give him that one. At the time, he was running in the 20th position.
Well, Talampas was out of harm's way underneath the line off the racetrack, so it's understandable.
So right now, Zach Hamlin still leads. Oh, looks like we got a new second-place driver. Baskinger was able to get by Richard Johnson. Skavnicki's moved into third. Look at the Red Bull cars up here. We could have 2 Red Bull cars finish 1-2.
Yeah, it would be transferring Red Bull into the All-Star race.
Had I been aware that the next series champion for Gran Turismo was actually in this field, and had I actually paid attention to it, I probably would have picked Hamlin to win this.
And
Guys,
Michael, I don't, as much as I hate to agree with you, these drivers, they are now only about a quarter of a racetrack behind that 17. I don't know, but think about it. You got the 17 out of Roush Fenway Racing, and look who's racing with Zach Hamlin, a Roush Fenway car. Could there be a Roush Fenway alliance that could move Baskinger up there?
And you are aware that, Hamlin has his teammate right behind him.
Yes, he does.
Guys, I want to point this out. This is kind of racing deal, but I'm looking on Facebook right now, and Linda Petty, the first lady of NASCAR, has passed away.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yep,
That's Richard's wife, isn't it?
I believe
Richard
so.
Petty's
Oh, my
wife. Yeah,
goodness.
it is. Oh, wow.
Wow. I'll tell you, I guess there's going to be a lot of eyes on Joshua Collard in the All-Star race. See if maybe a Petty car, number 43, can go to victory lane in honor of Linda Petty or something then.
If it's all the same, if it's all the same to everybody, I think the next lap should be a lap of silence.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine
yeah,
with me.
yeah. NNSCRA should send its total condolences to the Petty family and to the king of NASCAR himself, Richard Petty.
Yes, indeed. So, as you guys watch this battle for the lead between Skavnicki, Richard Johnson, and others, we're going to take a moment of silence here in honor of Linda Petty. And as we are back here, guys, lap traffic, new leader. This is going to get interesting.
Oh boy.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Talampas, get out
I
of the
also
way.
want to say that I saw the contact between with the 99 in the back there.
And it
And
looks,
oh man, just look at the entire field trying to split apart the 13. I mean, he was just in the middle of that hornet's
he's
nest.
holding up Nick Barney right now, and oh my goodness, this is not going to end well. And while we're watching the 13, just up ahead, the 17's about to get encountered, and he just was. And it looks like everybody's going to get around him. So fortunately, it doesn't look like this lap traffic's going to play too much havoc as we got 2 to go. How about Austin the Plant? We never talked about the Hendrick Chevrolet, and here he is up in the thick of it now.
Yeah, he's now going to get passed by the Red Bull number, is that
84.
84? Yep, 84. But he's still in second, but you can't count out that 6 car. You got 2 Roush cars up in this mix up here. I saw the 6 and the 99.
I'll tell you, there are 2 guys up here that I think really we don't give a whole lot of credit to that are former Mobil Cup Series champions. Austin LaPlante, who is the defending Mobil Cup Series champ, and Pichu London had a Mobil Cup Series championship back in Season 4. Both of them up here right now. They're really putting together good runs in the Snickers Cup. race here, but the white flag is out, and right now we got a lot of players up here to try and get that second position or maybe the win.
They're
Also,
going
fans
single
gonna
file,
definitely
just like how they need to.
It seems like Zach Hamlin with the one race deal has, grabbed the opportunity and seized it pretty much.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
wait a minute, here comes LaPlante. This could leave a door open.
LaPlante,
Oh yeah, big time.
drive smart. You don't want to risk. You don't want to risk anything.
He's gonna get under the 84.
At the start of the white flag.
Remember, Hamlin had that one run off that high side one time already. Can he do it again?
Here we go. They're gonna go 3 wide. Baskinger goes low at the
The
line.
6 car is going to be the
LaPlante
difference. Here
wins
they
it.
come.
Oh,
Oh,
And Hamlin both transfer into the All-Star race.
And
Baskinger
inches for
just missed
Baskinger.
it.
Wow.
If anything, I think the 6 should have just stayed behind the 48 car.
Yep. I think they could have drafted past him.
I'm curious to know what the margin of victory was on that one.
That was close. They're saying it was 2/100ths of a second the 48 beat the 84 by, and 5/100ths of a second over Baskinger.
Kyle Petty, that's incredible.
So Austin LaPlante will represent for Hendrick Motorsports. Red Bull Racing will have 3 cars in the All-Star race due to the one-race deal driver of Zach Hamlin in a one-race deal, making his only start this season, I believe, in the Snickers Cup, unless he ends up replacing somebody near the end of the season.
And if I might interject, I'm going to take a guess and say that Trent Dunham won the fan vote.
You are correct. Trent Dunham was the fan vote winner.
Boy,
but the
isn't
bad
that
news is
surprising.
Trent Dunham did not finish in 5th place, so sadly we didn't go 3 for 3 for that part.
No, we didn't. No, Trent finished in 39th, which is definitely not 5th. So let's take a look as the official results are in. There it was, 23/1000ths of a second. That's how close the battle for the win was between LaPlante and Hamlin. But regardless, they both are going to be in the All-Star race. And we were talking about in the Mobil Open about or I'm sorry, not Mobil. I meant to say the Truck Series. That one driver, limited experience, Sam McMillan, Zach Hamlin. Very limited experience, only has participated in the Royal Rumble. He's going to be going up against some of the best in the NNSCRA.
And I noticed something too. We got palindromes in 1st and 2nd, the 48 and the 84.
Oh, that's right, we do. The irony.
Oh, the irony.
And another piece of irony isn't Trent Dunham, didn't he just pull a Charles Jackson in this event? He's made all 3 All-Star races?
Yes, he has. Yep, Trent Dunham raced his way into the All-Star race for trucks and gets the fan vote for both Mobil and Snickers to make all 3 All-Star races. And there's only a few others that are able to claim that as well here for this season.
Seth, I'm curious to know something. Who started in the back on the last row, and where did they finish up?
The last car in this race, I believe the last 2 cars, Trent Dunham started in last. He ended up finishing 39th, but Derek Pemberton started in 41st. He finished in 9th place here today.
Poppycock.
Well, Zach Hamlin, with that runner-up and leading as much as he did, dominating a little bit of this race, just proved that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah, and how about this too? Take a look at 2 teams in particular. Phil Parsons Racing, the 98 and 95, 6th and 9th. But how about Red Bull Racing here today? They ended up having Zach Hamlin in 2nd, Jonathan Skavnicki in 7th, and Brandon Chasta in the 93 Burger King car for Red Bull Racing. He was 15th, so apparently those Red Bull Toyotas had some good engines.
That's definitely a fact.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, Roush Fenway up here too. 3rd place, 5th place, and 10th place. So looks like the teams that really did well today, all of their drivers did well, but the only Hendrick representative, Austin LaPlante, he's going to be in the All-Star race after winning today's event.
So that means all of Hendrick's going to be in the All-Star race, right?
No.
Nope,
no.
Daniel Day
No,
did not
Daniel
make
Day
it.
finished 27th.
Oh. All right. Well, so then 3 out of 4, and then none of the, and then 1 out of 3, no, 1 out of 4 of the Audis are going to be in the All-Star race.
Actually, there's going to be 2. Noah Hart and James Silverfox, although Silverfox's win did not come in an Audi last
Oh
season.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So 2 out of 4. So who, if you can name it, who is the only team to have all of their cars represented in the All-Star race?
Colin Bryan Motorsports.
There is one more.
There is no Colin Bryan Motorsports in this series. I'm avoiding the question. Yes, Michael Norman Motorsports will have all of their rides in the All-Star race, including the one race deal with Madison Sieber.
And here's the irony of that, Seth. M&M. M&M.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
A conspiracy.
It is
I
a
told
conspiracy.
Hey, Trent, it's what's best for business.
Exactly. Put it that way. That is what's best for business.
Oh my goodness. So guys, who were you most impressed with here today?
Hamlin.
The 84.
Hamlin.
Yeah, definitely the 84. A freaking shot out of a rocket, drove fast all race long, made his move at the right possible time, and he just barely beat out Baskinger. But you got to give it up for Baskinger too.
But
He was one
actually,
of
oh, sorry, Trent.
go ahead, Jessica. Well, go ahead, Jess.
It's just that the shocker, I think, it has to be LaPlante. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know, and we ain't even talk about LaPlante all race long before we took that lap of silence.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then the biggest disappointment, I think I'd say, scroll down to 42nd. Show the other half. I guess I can say the biggest disappointment would be who is it? Maybe Ralph Mason. He started pretty good. When he started up there, he was up at the front a while and ends up finishing 31st.
I'm very disappointed in the fact that if you thought about it, remember Citadino, Red Bell, they were up front. They had that yellow that came out. You would have thought that the Sega group would be together because Trent was in the back. You would have thought that they would have found each other and worked everything out to draft it to the front, but it just wasn't in their cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
My
surprised
biggest
too by Cody Hagan, because he was actually one of the strong cars early on too. He led a couple laps in the 38, and he slipped back to 29th, and we never really saw him up at the front again.
No. And Jacob Lawler, of course, retired after his wreck.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
still-
add on to what Seth was saying about Cody Hagan. I mean, like, cause on the restart, he restarted in second place, I believe, but ever since he got stuck on that outside, he just fell back like a rock, and he wasn't able to get back up there to contend for the finish.
I feel
Actually-
bad for McIntyre, though.
Yeah. No, because that's what I was going to say that too. That if I can say the biggest actual shocker of this race is the fact that the 17 was able to continue one lap down 40th after flipping 3 or 4 times.
And he wasn't even as slow as the 78 was in the Truck Open.
Yeah, he was just slow.
And not only that, but remember Justin Talampas? He got spun around, and I don't really know how bad the extensive damage was, but he was actually able to pass Talampas on the track.
Yeah, he was.
Alright, so it looks like the open races are now completed. 3 drivers from each race have transferred their way in. The most recent are Austin LaPlante, Zach Hamlin, and Trent Dunham. They will take part in what I believe is going to be one of the biggest all-star races in the Snickers Cup Series, which is why we had all these one-race deal drivers as well, because we would have had a very, very small open or Snickers shootout here today. So, guys, I want to thank you for joining me for today's race. Any closing remarks?
Rest in peace, Linda Petty.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. First lady of NASCAR.
Oh, and Seth, you've like Trent Dunham says in the chat, you failed and didn't use his white basketball shop.
we got it live.
Yes, I did notice that, actually, because I had it set that way in the wrong roster.
We got it live. He failed. Yes.
Yeah. I'm a failure.
Oh well, I'll save it for the All-Star race.
It's alright, Seth. You can get back at me at Daytona in my series.
No, probably everybody now is going to make a rap video telling me about how I failed or something. Ah.
But Well, you only brought it on yourself.
I know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Be sure to subscribe to all the people that took part in the commentary of this race. The links to their channels are in the description. Be sure to head on over there for a great series and other great content. So we will see you guys next time. It's finally time to get down to business. What this whole weekend's been leading up to, the Oreo Truck Series, Mobil Cup Series, and Snickers Cup Series All-Star races will be coming your way very soon before we start off the second half of the regular season, and of course the 10-race chase for the championship. So once again, guys, I want to thank you for joining me here in the booth, and we hope to see everybody here again on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.
Can't wait. Skittles!